Welcome to the channel, the Lake District and Ennerdale. We parked just back there at Bowness Knott car park. Unfortunately, the ticket machine's not working, so that's £8 saved. And to say that we're in Ennerdale, and especially at the Bowness Knott car park right at the end of Ennerdale, you might be surprised to learn which hills we're going up. We're going up the Buttermere Fells. We're doing Red Pike, High Stile, High Crag and Seat. So it's a bit of a long route today. Most of it actually is up and down Ennerdale, the climbing bit of it, up to the fells and back down. It's not that long. Quite a bit of it is just up and down Ennerdale, which I've done a few walks from here. Last time we were here, we did Pillar, and after you've done a big walk, the trudge back up here, it's on a Mickeldon scale. So anyway, while we make our way by the sides of the lake, we'll have a quick look at the route. So we're on this track, I think it's for about 3.5 miles, till we get to the Ennerdale Youth Hostel, and then just after that we branch off left and start the climbing. Quite a few people around here as well. So, it's a pleasant morning though. Not sure about the wind on top. It was forecast to be about 35-mile-an-hour gusts on the tops today, but sunny all day. So yeah, we'll enjoy plodding along here. So that's looking back down Ennerdale Water to Crag Fell, and then there's Iron Crag, which is a Birkett, and then Core Fell, and then that's looking up to Pillar. Right, we'll keep plodding along this track. Well, this is interesting. Last time we were here, when we did Pillar, we went off that way, and all around here there was examples of beaver fencing and notices on it telling people what the plans were. Well, it's all gone. So whether the beaver reintroduction, it was in Upper Ennerdale, whether that's been abandoned now or not, I don't know. If anybody knows about that, drop us a comment, let us know. It'd have been nice to have beavers back up here, wouldn't it? So yeah, don't know if that's been scrapped or not. So we're about 1.5 miles up this track so far. We've got all this to do on way back as well, which to be honest I'm not looking forward to. So we've passed Low Gillflinter Field Centre and Ennerdale Youth Hostel just down there, and shortly it's going to get steep. Not much further along this track and we branch off to the left. Oh, I can see the hills in front of us, and I'll just show you. So we're going off up to the left up here somewhere. Now that does look as if it's going to be a bit steep, doesn't it? Right, we'll see how we get on. So we've left the track at that gate and we start heading off up the hillside now. We'll be coming back down that way, but that wasn't too bad actually. How far have we come along that track? I think it's been about 2.25 miles or something. 2.5 miles we've come along that track. Yeah, it wasn't too bad, but oh, now it gets steep. Right, upwards. So that's a brilliant view already, isn't it? Looking over to Pillar and Scoat Fell and Steeple, and it's actually not too bad this first bit. Now we're coming up to a boggy section. Yeah. Let's see, over this way. Yeah, coming up to a fence, and then there's another bit that's not too, oh, crikey. It's not too bad, and then I think after that it looks as if it's going to steepen up by the side of a gill, but when we get to the top of that, I don't think we're that far off top of Red Pike. I think there is a steep bit to go after that before we get there. Upwards. There's somebody coming down our path just up here. Don't know if we can be having that. And over my shoulder here, that one right above my head now, that's going over towards Starling Dodd, which is a Birkett, which is a wainwright, and then this one above my head now, that's Little Dodd, and that's a Birkett. We've done them. Oh, breeze is picking up a bit now as well. Don't know what it's going to be like when we get to the top, but there's stunning views. Hang on, I'll put you on the other camera. So that's looking right up Ennerdale to Green Gable and Great Gable, Windy Gap between the two, and then there's Pillar and Wind Gap, Scoat Fell and Steeple, and then I think that's over to Haycock, and then Core Fell, Iron Crag and Crag Fell. Yeah, so amazing views already. Right, we're going to carry on upwards. So we've just crossed that little stream. We follow this up now, and I think this is going to be a bit of a steep bit, but so far it's not been that bad at all. I've been surprised by it, and it's a well-defined path to follow. Just past that bloke on his way down there, he said it's mighty windy on top, so what filming I'm going to be able to do up there, I don't know. It's going to be in our faces, right along the ridge, so could be a bit of a challenge. Right, upwards. So coming up by this little stream, it has got a bit steep coming up here, so we stopped for coffee and a chew. It's nice and peaceful here as well. There's not a soul apart from that bloke that passed us going down there. He's out of sight now. So yeah, place to ourselves, and it's stunning. It's out of the wind here as well. I don't know what it's going to be like on top. Say that bloke said it was mighty windy up there, so we'll see probably when we get over this bit of ridge here. So if you'd like to buy us coffee and a chew for a future episode, there's that QR code there. If you scan that takes you to buy me a coffee, and you can buy us coffee and a chew for a future episode. If you'd like to help the channel out with the videos, that'd be much appreciated. So I'm going to finish this, and then we'll head on up there. Oh well, the gradient's eased a bit. That was steep coming up there. You can see, which way? Over there is Starling Dodd, and it gets steep again up here. Let me show you. Up there, that's kind of like the last pull up to Red Pike. It's amazing, loving this. This is a really good path. So far, I can recommend it. It just depends if I spit me dummy out or not on the way back down through Ennerdale. But so far it's great, quiet. We've just seen another woman going back down, and there's two and a dog have just come over Little Dodd. There's a path going down there. Must join up with this somewhere, so they're probably heading down. Right, so up to this last steep bit before the top of Red Pike. Well, this last pull, it's steepest bit at walk, I think, and the path's got a bit vague as well. There are a few cairns to follow. Yeah, steep bit this, but we've got great views, haven't we, over there. Over to, well, there's Melbreck over there, and Crummock Water, Hencombe in the middle, Gavel Fell, I think. Great Bourne, where have we gone too far around? Great Bourne then, Starling Dodd, and back over Ennerdale Water. Oh right, I think next time I see you we'll be at top of Red Pike. So here we are on Red Pike. It's a bit breezy up here. That's where we're going next. That's High Stile. So I'll just show you back round this way. That's looking down. That's Crummock Water. Just back there when I said you could see over Melbreck to Crummock Water, well you can't, because other side of Melbreck over there, that's Loweswater. Right, it's stunning but windy. Right, so we're gonna head off over to High Stile, and then somewhere other side of there we'll stop for our lunch. Right, so on we go. So that was looking over Bleabury Tarn, and that little one there, that's Dodd, that's a Birkett, and this path going down here, that's a nightmare. It's pitched so far up and then it just gets loose, and a bit like Gamlin End that we're going down. And then the other side of Dodd is Grassmoor, then there's Whiteless Pike, Wandope, then over to Sale, Scar Crags, Causey Pike, and then the other side of them is the Coledale Fells. You can see Grisdale Pike and Crag Hill, and then right over that way is Blencathra. Right, so we're gonna carry on up to High Stile. It's busy around here now as well. Right, on we go. So there we are on High Stile, which is our high point of the day, and then next we're going down there to High Crag, and then down the delightful Gamlin End, down over Seat, which is a Birkett, down to Scarth Gap, and then back into Ennerdale from Scarth Gap. So I'm going to see if we can get out at wind here. I don't know where though, because it's coming this way. But them views are brilliant now. That's down to Fleetwith Pike and Dale Head. You can see right over that way on the skyline over to Langdale Pikes. And then that way there's Great Gable, Scarfell Pike, Scarfell, Pillar just there. Right, so we'll see if we can get out at wind and have some lunch. Oh, we found a sheltered spot for lunch. Charlie's finished his already. Can't do much filming around here. It's like blooming Piccadilly Circus. There's people and dogs everywhere. So yeah, we're going to have our lunch out at wind here, and then it's up to High Stile, and then down Gamlin End. That should be fun. Over Seat, and then on another new path for us, back down into Ennerdale from Scarth Gap. So I'm in no rush for my lunch, and then down a bit and then up a bit onto High Stile, and then we'll confront Gamlin End. So I might just see you on top of High Stile. Right, I'm going to have my lunch. Well, we've had our lunch, and look at these views we've got. It's absolutely stunning, isn't it? Hang on, let's go over see if you can see down to, there's the bottom end of, oh, you can't see down there, can you? Bottom end of Buttermere down there. And that's Robinson, Hindscarth and Dale Head. And this is where we're going next, over to High Stile. And then if we come over the other side of High Stile, look at Green Gable and Great Gable, over to the Scafells and Kirkfell here. And there's Pillar. Oh, it's amazing. I'll show you the other side of the valley going down there when we kind of turn around and head back. This is stunning, brilliant day. Right, up to High Stile. So that's looking back over to High Stile, where we've just come from. And let me see if I can zoom in a bit here. Can you see that path coming down there? Last time we did High Stile, we came down that way. What a nightmare. Further up there, it's just all scrambly and yeah, it's a nightmare. And we got down to the bottom and had a break by a little stream down there. There was a couple on the way up, and I said to them, I said, have you been up here before? They said no. So I told them what to expect. Anyway, about 20 minutes later, they came back down again. They're giving it up as a bad job. It's not the best path, isn't that? Oh, right, we're nearly at the top of High Crag now. So that's High Crag done. We're now on our way down the delightful Gamlin End. This isn't a particularly good path coming down here. It's steep and it's loose. We have been this way, we've been both up and down here before, so we know what to expect. Stunning views again. So yeah, we're gonna make our way down here, down onto Seat, and then to Scarth Gap. So down we go. Well, we're off the worst bit of Gamlin End. Last time we were here, I seem to remember it being the loose scree all the way right down to the bottom, but we've kind of picked up a diversionary path coming down here on the grass, so this is much better. Yeah, but it's not the best of paths, that is. If you take it steady, I mean, look at the people coming down it, so it's perfectly manageable, but you've got to be careful. It's like it's one of them paths that I've said before, it's actually better for going up than coming down. I had actually planned this route to come up this way, but then I thought, oh no, I've not been on that other path out of Ennerdale, so I thought we'll go up there and see what it's like. Yeah, it's been good. Right, so we're nearly down at the bottom of Gamlin End now, and then up over Seat, and we'll see you up there. Views are stunning. So that's us at the bottom of Gamlin End. You can see the main path kind of going up there. But if I were you, I'd look out for this path going off up here. It misses out that bottom bit of the loose scree. Yeah, much better. Right, so just a little short hop up to Seat. Where we are on Seat, which is a Birkett. That's looking back up Gamlin End to High Crag. Oh, the views are stunning. I can't put you on tripod and give you a spin round because it's still too windy to blow up. That's looking over towards Grassmoor, and then over this way is Robinson and Hindscarth and Dale Head, Fleetwood Pike nearest to us. Yeah, it's amazing. You can see, let's go right round. Green Gable and Great Gable, Kirkfell, and over this way is Pillar. Right, so we're going to drop down off here into Scarth Gap. So that's us down from Seat and into Scarth Gap. That's Haystacks up there. Well, the way up to Haystacks anyway. So yeah, we now make our way back down into Ennerdale. Looks like it might be a bit squelchy down here as well. Right, down we go. So we're making our way back down into Ennerdale. Look at that view over to Great Gable. Absolutely stunning, isn't it? What a day. And look at this t-shirt. First time this year. It's really warm down here. We're out at wind. Oh, it's a glorious day. Absolutely loving it. Mind you, we've still got 5 miles to go back to the car, so It could be a bit of a slog once we get back down into Ennerdale. But we branch off this this bridle way. I wonder if it's here. Don't know. Anyway, yeah, we branch off soon to head off sort of diagonally back down through the trees. So we'll try and keep an eye open for that path. Right, downwards. So if you're coming this way, this footpath is really faint. I'm hoping it is the footpath, but further, just a bit further down there, there's a gate. So if you get to that gate, if this is the right path, you've gone too far. We're about right for our location on GPS anyway, so it looks like it is. Place to ourselves again. Right, on we go. Well, I'm loving this path. It's great. We've just entered into, I'm not sure if this is actually a plantation or if it's just, this bit certainly looks like it's more like natural regen than it's been planted. It's all fairly young anyway. And that great gable behind it. So I think the key to this walk from here is to focus on where you're putting your feet and not to focus on how far away Ennerdale Water is. Oh, and it's warm and all. Right, down we go. So you see what I mean about how far away Ennerdale Water is, and we're parked right at the far end of it as well. So this may be the bit that spoils the walk once we get back down onto the forest track down at Buttermere Valley. That might become a bit of a Mickeldon-esque kind of trudge. It'll be about 3 miles, if not more. Well, it's going to have been worth it for views though, isn't it? Absolutely stunning day. Right, down we go. Well, I like the dog gates on these stiles. That's three stiles and they've all had dog gates. But that one there, the timber it were built out of, it were that heavy. I could hardly blooming lift it. I nearly dropped it on Charlie's head. Anyway, we're nearly back down onto the forest track now. I've loved this path. It's been brilliant. That view. Pillar up there, sun just going behind pillar. Yeah, glorious. Right, we'll get ourselves down onto the forest track. So we've popped out onto the forest track, and this is going to be the sting in the tail of the walk, I think. I've just had a look at GPS and it's 4.5 miles all on this track now. That's like Mickeldon on drugs, isn't it? So how much filming I'll do along here, I don't know. On we plod. So you can get a view of Pillar Rock to the left there. And why Bill Birkett included that in his blooming list, I don't know. Oh well, I tell you what, I've had enough of this track now. We've still got about 3.5 miles of it left and all. So we're back at that gate where we branched off this morning, all them hours and all them miles ago. Oh, my feet are crying out, stop, stop. My legs are aching. I'm thirsty, really thirsty. Oof. We'll have to sort that out when we get home. Can't wait to get back. On we plod. So we've just passed the low Gillflinter field centre. We've about 2 miles left now, so I'm going to sign off. I can't wait to get back to the car. The walk then. I've absolutely loved it, apart from this trudge back along this track. I knew what it was going to be like when I plotted the route. I knew what it was going to be like, so yeah, but I mean the route up, loved it, quiet, steep in a couple of places, but views all around on the way up. And the route down, once we branched off that bridleway and that path through the scree and the forestry, lovely little path. And then we got onto this track, the Track of Doom. The tops were busy between top of Red Pike and then right over to Scarth Gap. Really busy. But on the way up we saw 2 people, and on the way down we saw 4 people until we branched off the bridleway, and once we got onto that footpath we didn't see anybody until we got onto this track. So anyway, if I manage to get back to the car without collapsing in a heap, we'll hopefully see you on the next one. Ta-ra! Come on.